Hi, I did a poll on my Instagram and I said, what do you guys want to see? Do you want to see my catfish story or do you want to see something else? And let me know what the other thing you would want to see is. And 100% of the votes were catfish story. So I'm giving the people what you want. I'm on my floor. I'm in front of my laptop for a little bit of extra brightness, but it's not really doing much. Did I already say I was in front of my door? I'm in front of my door. Let's go. A little bit of a disclaimer. This happened in 2016 through 2017. So I was 16, 17 years old. I was young. I was naive. You can call me stupid all you want in the comment section, but you're still watching this video. So that's who's winning. You know, all jokes aside, I will admit that I was naive. I was stupid. But I got a interesting story out of it. So kind of worth it. The base of this story is that, actually, no, I'm just gonna start from the beginning. So this was the beginning of my senior year of high school. I was 16 at the time. This was September or October. I think it was the end of September. And one of my best friends, Riley, she comes up to me and she says, hey, so I re-downloaded Kik because I wanted to know, like, what I was like when I had Kik. Like, I want to remember people I talked to, that kind of a thing, because she hadn't used it in a couple of years. And I was like, okay, cool, I respect that. So she downloads it and she finds this guy that she used to talk to back when she like used Kik. And she's like, oh, I'm talking to him again, he's so cool, you know, he's really funny, we have the same sense of humor. And I'm like, I love that for you, like, I'm really happy for you. So she eventually convinces me to get in a group chat with her, the guy that she's talking to. His name is Justin, and his fraternal twin brother, Adam. Let that be known. Two brothers. The guy that Riley's talking to is Justin. His brother is Adam. Okay, so we're in this group chat together and we're talking, we're having a good time. Adam is saying nothing. Let that be known. Adam eventually just leaves the chat, and so I confront him and I'm like, why do you leave? And he also didn't have like a picture of himself as, or he did have a picture of himself as like his like Kik picture, but then he changed it to something else. So I messaged him and I was like, why'd you leave? Also, are you hot? Because priorities. He says something corny back and we just keep talking. And by the end of the night, he was like, I want to call you, like, let's talk on the phone, like, let's talk. And I was like, okay, dope. At this time, I had just gotten a new phone, and so I didn't have any service. My parents weren't paying my phone bill and I had to pay my own phone bill, and I had just gotten a new job, and so I just gotten my first job actually. And so I was waiting to get paid to like pay my phone bill. That night that we first started talking, I was actually at work, and then I called him when I got back. So I called him on Skype because I didn't have, my phone was basically like an iPod. I call him on Skype and we do like an audio chat rather than a video chat because I was too scared to ask to video chat. I'll admit to that right now. I was a little worried. So we talked on the phone and we ended up falling asleep together, and it was really nice. And 3 days later, we are dating. I actually remember the day. It was October 6th because October 7th, Riley and Justin started dating. And I'm not scared to use these guys' names. Was that a proper sentence? I'm not scared to use their names because I highly doubt that's actually their real names, but So my best friend and I were dating twin brothers, and we were like, this is amazing. We are living the life. We're having fun. Actually, let me tell you a little bit of background information. Adam and Justin are both 19 years old at this point in time. I'm 16, Riley's 15, and these boys live in the Bronx. So not only was it like an online relationship, it was very long distance because we live in North Carolina. Justin and I are dating for about 2 weeks, and then he just like stops replying. Like, he isn't picking up my calls. He drops off the face of the planet, and I'm like, what? It was very common for Adam to like go away for like the whole day. Like, he'll be busy all day and then he'll text me at night and then we'll talk on the phone all night. That was just like how it went, because he would get really busy during the day sometimes. sometimes one day he's just not there, like he just stops responding. So I go to Justin and I'm like, hey, where's Adam? Is he okay? Because I was worried it was like a safety thing because they were both like prone to injuries. And at one point in time, Adam was like in the hospital, or Justin was in the hospital. Someone was in the hospital. So I'm like, what's up? Is he okay? And Justin tells me Adam broke his phone and he's currently in the process of finding a job to pay for a new one. Okay. 2 months this boy's phone was broken. 2. And I remained loyal to him, and we only talked 4 times in that 2 months. And both were like 10-minute phone calls in which he called me off of Justin's phone. I remained loyal. In fact, like, I cried myself to sleep like every night. I was in love with this man. Eventually, after that 2 months of waiting, I was like, what if he's a catfish? What if? Then what? So I started doing some research. Adam eventually gave me his, oh, also back up. The day before Adam left, like he like disappeared, I paid my phone bill to talk to him. Like I got the money for my job, paid my phone bill exclusively to talk to him whenever I wanted to. My phone just told me that my storage was full, so love that for me. So Adam had given me his phone number previously. It just did it again. So I did some sleuthing. I had obviously talked to Adam on Justin's phone when his phone broke. And so I put in the number that Adam gave me and put in the number that Justin gave me. And surprise, they were the same number. The same phone was being used to talk to me. Talk to me and to Riley. I went behind Riley's back. I'm sorry, Riley. I know you're watching this and I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that. But I started sleuthing again and I reverse image searched Justin and Adam's pictures, found both original accounts whose names are nothing close to Justin or Adam, talked to the people. They had never heard of a Justin or Adam, and one of the guys, it was a picture that Justin was using. Apparently he's like commonly catfished, like it's happened to him a lot. His friend said it, he said it, and so I was like, also that guy now has a kid. So I find that out and I tell Riley eventually, and Riley confronts Justin and is like, so we know you're fake, like what's up? And he's like, okay, I'm in a car right now, give me like 45 minutes and I'll call you and explain everything. And we were like, okay, cool. Never heard from him again until March 2017. At this point in time, I was extremely sick. I went through a really bad like health moment, and so I was like on homebound education. I was bedridden, and this was like in the prime of that. I get a text from Adam, like he was like, hello, and I'm like, what do you want from me? And I call him and he tells me, yeah, it was me behind both accounts. My name is actually Justin. I do have a fraternal twin brother named Adam, but you never talked to him. It was me behind both accounts. I did date you and your best friend at the same time. I'm sorry, that kind of thing. And he comes to me to tell me that he wants me again. And so I'm like, I'm sick, I'm bedridden, I'm depressed, I'm naive. And so I say, okay. And so we start dating again. And we're together for like 2 or 3 weeks again. And he disappears once more. Now, a key element in this story is that I had a pre-planned trip for New York at the end of April. And when Justin and I, no, well, yes, technically Justin and I, because I never talked to Adam. When Justin and I started dating, I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm going to New York. We can meet up. We can hang out. And it was like a school supervised trip because it was my school's choir performing in New York. And so I was like, it's pre-planned and we have an itinerary, but there's times where I'm able to like have my own time. And so we planned on like meeting and going to MoMA and like all these cute things. And he left the second time 2 weeks before I ended up going to New York. And then Riley and I were in like this big fight at the time that Justin came back the second time. And so I didn't tell her, and I still don't know if I ever told her that he came back. So if you're watching this, he came back, but then she came up to me when I ended up going back to school when I was off of my homebound education. And she was like, yeah, Justin just started hitting me up like 3 days ago. And 4 days ago is when he stopped talking to me. So, thanks, Justin. So I get to New York and I'm blowing up his phone, I'm texting him, I'm calling him, I'm like, at this point in time, I deserve to know who you are. You've taken so much of my time, so much of my energy. I have literally paid money to talk to you, and I'm in New York, I'm in your state, I'm in your city, I'm in the Bronx right now, and you're being childish and not meeting me. And so I never hear from him. I think about this kid to this day. I still think about this situation like almost every single day. And so when I was going through it, it was a constant thing. Like, it was constantly messing with me. I eventually like forget about him a little bit. I move on to better things. I'm doing my own thing. I'm happy. And I end up moving into my freshman year dorm at college. And I'm still 17 at this point in time. And it's August. I think I moved into my dorm like 2 weeks prior. And he texts me and he says hello. And I again say, what do you want from me? I ran out of storage for the 3rd time. So I'm just going to continue this where I think I left off. Justin calls me after we text a little bit. He calls me and he says, the reason why I left, like the reason he left 2 weeks before I went to New York, was because he went to rehab. And I'm like, why did you go to rehab? Like, what's up? Are you doing okay? And he tells me with his chest that he turned to drugs and alcohol because he was so upset that he was in love with me and couldn't touch me or be near me or like in my presence. He was so depressed over the fact that we were not close together that he turned to drugs and alcohol and ended up having to go to rehab. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, but it was already, like, that's like guilt tripping me into staying with you. If that's a lie, then that's a bold lie. Like, what? So we start talking again. I'm not dating him. I'm just talking to him because I did enjoy his company. Again, I was still 17. I have matured so much since then. His birthday is September 10th. And he was turning 20 in 2017, and his birthday rolls around, and September 10th is also one of my best friend's birthday. So I'm out celebrating with my best friend. We end up like going to the mall or something, and I buy Justin a small gift for his birthday. And I'm like messing around with him and like acting as if like I didn't know it was his birthday, but I did know, and I had like a lot of things planned for later on when I wasn't with my best friends. He eventually texts me and says, thanks for the happy birthday. I text him and I'm like, oh my god, no, like I was just messing with you. I promise I know your birthday. I know it's your birthday. I literally bought you a present just now. I promise I was just messing with you. I know that sounds like fake, but I was. And I ended up getting a group of my friends together and we all sang him happy birthday. And like I sent it to him as like a voice memo and as a voicemail. And he just stopped responding. And so I texted him a couple days later and I'm like, I bought you a present. Like, can you at least like send me your address or something so I can just send this to you? Because I don't want it. It's for you. And that was the last I ever heard from him, period. September 10th, 2017. And it is November 4th, 2018. So a couple weeks ago, actually it's probably about a month ago, I was just thinking about that story and telling it to one of my best friends. And he was like, why don't you just put in another application? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to. So I did. And I told Catfish, the TV show, all of this information that I just told. 2 days later, I get a call from one of the casting producers, and she's like, okay, so tell me what happened. And I fill her in on the, like, I retell the situation, and she's like, before I can even, like, get something out of my mouth, she's like, was it 2 people, or was it 1 person? And I'm like, it was 1 person. And so I tell her a little bit more, and she tells me that if I get back in contact with my catfish, then I basically have a spot on the show. But they can't do anything if I'm not in contact with my catfish. And seeing that I haven't spoken to him in well over a year, it doesn't help my case at all. So I called Justin to see if he would pick up and talk to me because I want to get on the show, because I want to find out who he is and want to know why he lied to me for so long. Because the other thing is, Justin was talking to Riley 2 years prior to 2016. They met 2 years prior to that. He was catfishing as the same guy in 2014 and 2016. And we found a Facebook of his that has like all of his like fake information on it, and it goes back to 2012. So this guy catfished for at least 5 years. I don't have his Snapchat. I only have his Kik and his phone number because he told me he doesn't mess with social media basically. But I know that's a lie. Like, now I know that's a lie. Oh, but okay. I called Justin to try and get a response out of him, and a woman picked up. It sounded like an elderly Hispanic woman, which Justin's Puerto Rican, so very well could be someone he's related to. I don't know. But I got really scared, and as soon as she said hello, I said goodbye. If I get in contact with him, then I'll be back in contact with the sweet woman who contacted me, which I don't remember her name, but I still have her phone number, so I could call her. And we talked, and she was like, if he gets in contact with you, call me because we'll figure something out. And I was like, that's not what I was like. But so there's my story of why and how I was almost on Catfish, the TV show. That's the end of this video. I need to end it like now because I'm afraid that I'm gonna run out of storage again. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this is the content that you signed up for, because I've tried recording this like 8 times now and it just hasn't been the right time. And I'm kind of losing my voice as we speak, but it's okay. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, please, because I have a family to feed. Yeah. All right.